You've never seen anything like this before. A 12-year-old, just arrested for murder, is marched shirtless and in cuffs to a waiting car. Then a second suspect gets the same treatment, only he has a shirt on. He's 17. Despite the suspects' ages, the two perp walks were videotaped by the...
At what point are we allowed to say that a parent is a terrible parent? What does a child have to do for us to acknowledge this truth? That sometimes as a parent, you failed your child. And maybe for most of us, it's a moment. We didn't come through like we should have, right? And yes, of course, there's no perfect parent. I'm not a perfect parent either. But there has to be something where you just get an F in parenting, where you just screwed up so bad that there is no coming back for your child. And that ultimately this is on you for your failure as a parent. And we'll just remove for the moment absentee parents, let's just say, just for a moment. I'm saying you're actively there around your child and you failed them. And I can't think of anything else that is so sure of a failure as a parent as watching your child getting convicted as a teenager for murder.
Developing now, two teens will spend the rest of their lives in prison for a triple murder in Marion County. Robert Robinson was just sentenced.
Taj Bruden learned his punishment this morning. Both took a plea deal in the case. Fox 35's Marie Ettinger is hearing from the families of the people who were killed.
Family members spoke often through tears. The judge addressed these crimes too, calling them heinous and saying he didn't see any other possible sentence he could have given.
As painful as it is to say, I hope, may God forgive me, that the boys who did this are haunted every day by what they've done.
Investigators say the three suspects and three victims were hanging out. These are all 16 and 17-year-olds we're talking about, except for one 12-year-old, Chris Atkins. Bruten shot and killed Hodo. Robinson shot and killed Silvernail. Then Atkins says Robinson threatened to kill him if he didn't shoot Corals. She survived, so Robinson shot her a second time.
I have watched my son reflect on his actions with shame, regret, and heartbreak.
Robinson and Bruten both pleaded no contest. The judge says they'll spend the rest of their lives behind bars.
I'm not going to make excuses for
You could say, he got involved in the wrong crowd. Maybe he stole something, still not good. I'd still say you're getting a D minus, F plus in that regard if your kid's out here stealing stuff. But murder, the thing that a victim can't come back from. You can get new stuff. You can't get a new life. And I actually came across this case months ago, watching old police footage about them interviewing the boys once they had them as suspects, and then involving the parents to come in. And I remember thinking to myself, you failed. I can't think of anything else to say other than you failed as a parent. And it sounds really harsh to say that to another parent, that you failed. And everyone comes up with these excuses, right? Oh, there's no instruction manual for raising kids. I tried my best. It's tough out here being a single mother. Well, the streets just grabbed them up. Well, streets can't grab kids who are being held elsewhere. But, why are these kids out here? Why is a 12-year-old holding guns for his friends? Why is a 12-year-old involved in criminal activity, just in general? Why is he around the wrong crowd? Why is this 12-year-old out at night? And apparently, I guess no one was looking for him. No one called the police, said he was missing. Or is it because he's always out late and everybody just says it's normal at that point? Why is I think he was the 17-year-old. Why is the 17-year-old, his mother coming in saying, I'm tired of this. And And specifically, she said, I'm tired of this jail shit. You're tired of this jail shit. I mean, he didn't just wake up yesterday, popping in and out of jail. What happened the 17 years of his entire life? What happened to the years prior to him ending up in jail? See, these are questions I can't get answers to because I don't know them and I don't know their entire backstory. But one could guess in small bits and pieces, and I'll use this particular mother as an example. Imagine being a parent, being called by the police to come in so you can be involved in the interrogation involving your child because they're suspected of robbery and a bunch of other crimes, but the big one, murder. And you keep going back to, how long is this going to take? Because I got to go to work.
You don't know what time you came home. Now,
But they talking about what now? Mulaka at 17. What
I'm saying is, you don't know what time you came home because you defy your curfew so much. You don't know what time you came in. It might have been 8 o'clock. It might have been 7:30. It might have, you know what I'm saying? So you don't know. What I'm saying is, if you know something that they're trying to get out of you, I don't give a who your friends are, who you trying to protect. I gotta get to work. And I'm sick of dealing with this jail because you choose to have friends. I mean, bro, you know something. You need to be honest.
And I just thought to myself, how long is this going to take? I got to go back to work. Your child this may be the last time you see your child in freedom, relative freedom, because he was already in police custody. This might be the last time you see him not behind bars. And you're like, yeah, well, I got to go to work. And you hear all this frustration and anger come out of her. But you know what she didn't do? She didn't seem concerned about the rest of his life. She seemed concerned about how much of an inconvenience he has been over the past number of years, popping in and out, and how much it's affecting her job. That's what she seemed to care about. Tell them everything they need to know so I can go to work. And you know what she did? She left early and went back to work. She had to go to work. I guess she has the most non-understanding job that ever existed. And she has to go to work.
Okay, can you see if they do charge me? Can you see if she can give me a lawyer? I didn't kill anybody.
Hey, relax.
Can you ask her, please?
Rob waited, asking the detective stationed at the door several times to bring his mother back, but she had left to go back to work.
She got a promotion. She got to go to work. I mean, she can't miss that. She can't be a witness to her failure as a parent because you failed. And that's the 17-year-old. The 12-year-old mom in the interrogation, she sounds like a decent person. She doesn't sound as bombastic as the other mother, but she still failed. How do you not know that you have guns in your house? Where have you been? Is anybody checking up on anybody? And of course, the big thing, let's bring in the neglectful parents aspect. From the interrogation videos that were available for 2 out of the 3, you know what I didn't see? I didn't see a father. The father failed too. Wasn't there, didn't show up for his sons. Because if he showed up for his sons and was actually a good, healthy father figure who taught their kids boundaries and rules and expectations and a purpose, they wouldn't feel like worthless miscreants that needed to go on the street and hurt other people and take from them, take from society. They turned these kids into takers. Their only purpose was to take. They took lives, they took items, they stole cars. They were just takers. But I don't put it all on them. That's what they were raised to be. Or not raised. They were not raised, and that's what they turned out to be. They figured out their only path was to be takers in society. Maybe that's it. But they failed. These parents failed. And the actions of failed parents, or inactions of failed parents, in the worst of scenarios, leads to other parents mourning the loss of their children that they love.
But tragically, they'd confirmed the second victim as Layla's boyfriend, Michael Hodo. He was in the grass by the side of the road, just blocks away from Layla. He was deceased when police found him. Michael's father had a heartbreaking reaction when he found out that his son would not be coming home.
My son's dead, isn't he?
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you.
Oh, God. No! Oh, my God! No!
Can they come back out here and help?
We have to talk. We have to find this out. Who's to find this? This is to go find out who did this to Sam.
I'll find him when I kill him and kill him. Oh my God! I love baby boy.
Are you?
The takers took something precious from someone else, another child. That's what they made. They made takers. This is what happens when bad parenting runs amok in our society. The kids who are on the fringes, the kids who are the most vulnerable, become takers. They violate. They get off in devilish activity. If someone tells them to do something, they just do it. That 12-year-old, his words were, they told me to shoot. I shot. They had a girl that was in the trunk. They opened up the trunk. She was a witness to the 2 murders she overheard them do. Well, they had to take her out because she's a witness, right? This is the mindset of a 12-year-old, 16-year-old, and 17-year-old. Gotta murder her. She's a witness. Gotta get rid of her. Here, little man. Pop her.
We have some issues with the trunk.
I'm gonna keep it real about.
Tell us.
Be honest, baby. It's okay.
Because you're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel so much better. You're gonna feel so much better once you talk about what is.
He's tell me. Say it. Just say it. He said, if I ain't do it, you gonna kill everybody I know.
So tell us what you did.
He said you gonna kill everybody I know. Yeah. Who made you do it? Who is it? Rob. Rob made you do it? Yeah. He said he gonna kill everybody you know. Well, who is the X-Man? I don't know who that is.
Now, did you...
Just calm down.
Take this precious child from her parents. That's what they did. So at what point can we say that a parent failed their child? And from where I sit, I know that if my son was one of those boys, I would feel deep regret for the rest of my life that I was a part of raising a taker. I was a part of my child failing in life because I failed them. That my child is a reflection on my parenting ability. That I didn't show up enough for them. If my son, who thankfully is on the opposite spectrum, who is a very healthy, very wise, and very caring child who is nonviolent. Why? Because he had 2 involved parents in his life who were meticulous in teaching him things, but especially for myself, as a man, to teach him how to be a healthy, confident, and conscious man who knows not to hurt people, who knows how to move about in this world like a man should, who is not a taker. But if my son was one of those boys, I would feel deep shame that my child was a taker. But you know how a lot of these parents feel? Look what they did. Oh, they just took. I said don't do it. They just did it anyway. So I guess that's just what it is. See, it all becomes the child's fault, 100%. But if that child got straight A's, they'd be like, oh, that's because of my good parenting. Look what I raised. Oh, apple of my eye. I did that. They would brag about their child. Why? Because it's a reflection on them. A child who reaches great heights, makes it into Ivy League schools and gets straight A's. Oh, that's a reflection on the parent. You must be a good parent to raise a good child. But wait, that bad kid who ends up in juvie all the time? No. Something wrong with him. He's just a bad apple. That's on him. No, don't look at me. I told him not to do it. He just did it anyways. I told him don't be carrying around guns. He did it anyways. He don't listen to me. Well, that's on him. He got life now. Your teenager's gone. That's it. That's the level of accountability that I see from a lot of parents, especially these types of parents who would rather spend their time and effort making t-shirts saying free little Pookie from jail, but won't take that same time to be involved in their school studies. Won't take that same time to actually talk to their child instead of screaming at them and calling them N-words and MFers. No, they'd rather get on the phone and chit-chat with their friends about how little Pookie is a little miscreant who they can't control and they tired of their shit and this and that. That's what they would rather do. That's where they spend their time and effort. I learned a long time ago, what someone cares about shows in how much time and effort they put into it. And especially when it comes to relationships. And if your mama is looking at you as you are facing life in prison for murder, and the first thing that she seems to care about is her job, and she leaves you there, I mean, that's all the answer that you need. I don't care if I get fired from my job. I'm not leaving my son. I'm finding out what's going on. And let's say she believed that he wasn't involved in any murder. That's even worse. You left your minor child in the hands of the police who are still interrogating him. And just said, make sure he has a lawyer, as if the cops are just some babysitters. Like, it's just absolutely astounding. And you know what? Most people will see the parts where she's screaming and yelling and showing passion, but they're not listening to what she is saying. The words you use towards your child shows how much you think of your child. When you call them little N-words and MFers, what do you think she thinks of them? Because I'm telling you this, that doesn't come from a place of love. That comes from a place of resentment, exhaustion, and they wish you would get out of their face. Matter of fact, get locked up for life so I don't have to deal with your shit anymore. That's where that comes from.
First and foremost, you lie so much, I don't know what to believe what comes out your mouth. You done burnt the bridge that's been gone. Let's get that understood. Like, I was like, but what I'm saying is, you so quick to want to protect people and let me finish.
Protecting.
You so quick to want to protect people, don't want to snitch, want to be cool this and cool that, and not be known as a is in the paperwork and all of this, that you're willing to sit here and go down for murder that I know you didn't do. I know for a fact that you didn't do it, but you're going to be guilty by association because you don't want to tell who the did it. That's the problem.
I did not kill nobody. I did not kill nobody. Did somebody you know do it?
Like, what the
No, I don't know nothing about no murder. I don't know nothing about no murder.
And if you lying, you standing on this island by yourself.
So at what point are we allowed to say a parent fails? Is it only just murder? Like, do we have to make it to that point where your child's involved in a triple homicide? I mean, what other thing? I don't know. I think we should be allowed to say that parents fail their kids. And it shouldn't have to be the most extreme and most obvious situation that your child is a murderer. That we can finally say, whew, well, I guess, all right. Yeah, you did fail him this time. I mean, why is the bar so low? Or maybe high. Maybe I'm thinking this wrong. Why is the bar high to be a bad and terrible parent of actually failing your kid? And it's because the parents don't want to feel accountable. Parents think about themselves and how other people will see them. Oh, no. There's no manual for this. I tried my best. It's hard out here. And you got all the excuses. Oh, their daddy wasn't involved in their life. Well, who picked them? I don't know. See, that's too harsh to say. Then the mother's responsible if the daddy is around and all this other stuff. I don't know. We're not allowed to say things like this. All the adults should be accountable for their actions and inactions. All I know is, while everyone's over here trying to pretend that they're just these innocent bystanders to these kids out here who are running around with guns and robbing and stealing stuff and taking from society, the kids are the ones who suffer the consequences. Remember, these aren't 25-year-olds who are getting incarcerated, right? And you can make some sort of argument that, well, they made adult decisions to do these things, as if they don't have a childhood that led to these adult decisions. Fine. But these were teenagers. All of them were convicted because of crimes that they committed while they were teenagers. So who's at fault here? Who failed? Is it 100% on the kids? What percentage are we allowed to say that the parents are at fault here? Why do we have to be just comfortable enough to see the most outrageous of a story, like a triple homicide involving 3 teenagers, to even feel comfortable enough to say, you failed? You failed your kid. You may be a well-meaning, very nice person, and I don't know who you people are, but you failed your kids. And from all the context clues I can see here, and all the abnormal behavior that I see from these kids, nevertheless, why is a 12-year-old hanging out with 16 and 17-year-olds in the middle of the night? Once again, emphasizing my point, there is so much wrong here, but we can't criticize parents like we really should. And the reason why it's important to criticize parents is because if we don't criticize the action, then nothing changes. If people get to just screw up another human being's life, and we don't say anything about it and just kind of shrug our shoulders and dust our hands off, then nothing changes. There will be another set of kids that will come through here, and everyone will feel empathy for the parent. Oh, it's so tragic. Oh, both these kids lost their lives. One is in jail, one is dead. Oh, it's so tragic. Yeah, but who created that environment for it to happen? Who was there or not there day after day, year after year for their kids? Who didn't heed to the warnings? Which is, once again, these kids do not just wake up one day and say, I'm going to murder. Life grooms them into being what they become. And so, who's doing the grooming? The parents are.